I don't know if I can hear you. Is your mic off, Chris?
Yeah, I'm ready to start. It's just, Mr. Pavlov's dog's here. Every time I sit down and start talking, he's like, what? It's time to talk?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we'll get started. Hello, science enthusiasts. Welcome to Pet Chat. We're simulcasting, actually triple casting across the airwaves to Twitter Spaces, Wisdom, and Clubhouse. After a brief game, some fun stories about Bunsen and Beaker, we'll open up the floor to everyone who's willing to come up and share some fun stories about their pets. My name is Jason Zukowski, aka Dad Guy, and this is
Chris Zukowski, a.k.a. Mummy Babe.
We're the dog parents of Bunsen and Beaker, the science dogs, on Twitter. Well, social media, but our account is the biggest on Twitter. Hey, we've got a pretty good crew here. Look, there's like almost 30 people in the chat already, and then we've got almost 20 people playing Kahoot. So that's awesome. Looks like it's mostly folks from Twitter Spaces. All right, question number one. Question one. In dog science this week, a huge study found there was little correlation, I spelled that wrong, between size of dog and length of life, length of tail and length of face, behavior traits and breeds, size of feet and types of teeth issues. In dog science...
Okay. Is this one of your crazy questions where it's like this week, like how you were do like woo or wow?
No. Oh, there we go. It's behavior traits and breeds. We're going to be talking to one of the authors of this massive study of over 20,000 dogs, Kathleen Morrill, at the end of June. She's one of the authors of this amazing study where they actually found very little correlation between breed and behavior traits. Only about 10% of traits were linked to breeds. And I found that really fascinating. There were some breeds that stood out. The retrieving breeds and the hunting breeds were better at hunting and better at retrieving. Huskies generally howled more than other dogs. But all of the other traits were pretty much even across the board, which is kind of interesting. So that just means all dogs are good dogs.
They sure are.
Okay, next question. Liz is trying as in first, Silky, Kathy, Aaron, and Erg. All right, here we go. Next question. As reported on Goodable, the Good News app yesterday, a dog did this for a human with dementia. Saved her from drowning in a lake. Alerted neighbors a fire had started. Stayed with her for 2 nights barking for rescue, or fought off a cougar that had gotten into their house. Ooh. We actually retweeted this Goodable article. And it is stayed with her for 2 nights barking for rescue. Very heartwarming story. This dog stayed with its person and rescued the person for two nights. It stayed with the human, I believe.
I thought it was 3 nights.
Maybe it was 3 nights.
And I thought the dog didn't bark until like there were people nearby. It wasn't.
It was barking for rescue. Like it barked to alert when people were nearby. Yeah.
When people were nearby.
Yeah, exactly. Was it 3 nights? Well, I got that wrong, but it's the one. Fact check live. So that's kind of fun. And very, very heartwarming. We're hoping to partner actually with Goodable by the end of this month. We're kind of in talks behind the scenes to maybe run some spaces with them, which is very exciting. Okay, Aaron has come up to second. Liz is in first. Kathy, Silky, Carousel. Okay, here we go. Next question. Okay. The amazing news in space science this week is a dog named Connor is going to space. Silky, the catstronaut, is on the International Space Station. A probe landed on Venus, or a supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy was photographed. Oh.
Why didn't you say a probe landed on Uranus?
Oh my God, Chris.
Uranus?
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Everybody got that question right. Every single person got that it was the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way. What does that have to do with dogs? Not much, except that it looks like a donut, and we all know that dogs love donuts. So there's the stretch for you. Okay, next question. A dog in the Ukraine was awarded a Medal of Bravery for sniffing out bombs, biting Putin in the weenus, bringing food to trapped families, rescuing small children. Which one is it? The correct answer is it's sniffing out bombs. I'm sad nobody said biting Putin in the weenus, which is your elbow, the little flap of skin at the end of your elbow, actually. Okay, so what do we have? For bragging rights, for people who played Kahoot, we have Silky in third. In second, Aaron. And in first place, we have Liz is trying. All right, Liz wins. Good job, Liz. Okay, so that's our game. We're going to move on to our main show now.
Jason,
what?
Jason, I think the inside of your elbow is called a vagina.
Okay. What are you on middleschool.jokes.com? What is going
No,
on?
I think it's true.
I don't know about that one, Chris.
Okay. Well,
people are laughing.
I might be on middlesschooljokes.com, or I might be accurate. You just never know.
Oh my goodness. All right, you get a rim shot for that. Okay. All right, we'll throw Hoseline has a quick message. We have Hoseline here. Hoseline's been working super hard to get the stuff we announced last week ready to go. And we run into some problems. Beaker tore out all the wires and we had to break some moose legs, but we're getting really close. So I'll invite Hoseline right now to speak about what's going on with that. If you don't mind, Hoseline.
No, absolutely. I two things. Good news, bad news. The moose legs and everything else that I've been tackling. I'm still waiting for one crucial component to be set active. So I'm just waiting for technical support to let me know, to give me the go ahead. However, the good news is I've been able to finagle some cheaper pricing on shipping. So I've been tackling that with Jason and team. So we found some good resources to reduce the amount of the cost for shipping for the products. So you'll be super excited about it. So I'm super dying to get it out there for you guys. So I've been working hard to make it happen. So as soon as I get the go ahead from the tech team, it's going to be launched just like the website is. So stay tuned. You're going to love it.
Right. So the patrons, AKA the Paw Pack, they will have a 1-day head start. There'll be a link. So if you are a patron listening right now, AKA the Paw Pack, you will get a link. It'll be definitely to both the Paw Pack patron page and private Twitter. And then after 24 hours, we're going to open it up for everybody. And it'll be a big blitz. You're not going to miss it. We're going to be talking about it lots. It's very, very exciting. Chris, how excited are you that we are going to do the Text from Bunsen ebook?
I am so excited. I cannot even.
I know.
I cannot even. I cannot even.
I know. It's so exciting. And the other thing that's really exciting is I should have made an audio file of it, but we're doing an audio book that goes with it. And the Paw Pack patrons, they've heard some of the voices we've been messing about with, because if you're doing an audiobook, that means when Bunsen and Beaker are texting, they have to speak, right? So, I mean, it's not like I can just do a voice. We have to actually have a voice of Bunsen and Beaker. We're getting close, I think, with Beaker. It's like high-pitched and really quick, right? Because she's got lots of energy. There's a lot of debate about the Bunsen voice with the Paw Pack. With the number one voice that people want is the voice. They want Bunsen to sound like Rolf. I think that's his name, the Muppet. You know, the Muppet that plays the piano? Is that his name, Chris? Rolf, right?
Yep.
Rolf, yeah. And I looked high and low for a Rolf voice changer, and I guess, he's just not the popular Muppet. So we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, so on with the main show today. I just want to highlight our sponsor this week. So if you're in the space, we'll say by the end of the show, 6:50, Chris is going to run a name or a number generator. And if you are still here, you could win a prize from our sponsor, and that's barkandbeyondsupply.com. So I'm going to start throwing some of their tweets up in the nest so you can take a look at what they have for sale. They are a supplier of treats and toys for your dog, and they're awesome. We love barkandbeyondsupply.com. They're an amazing sponsor, and somebody today is going to win a prize. And I think what we can do is include the folks on Wisdom in that as well, because I think they're listening. It's only fair if they're part of that. So I'll kind of give you a number of how many people on Wisdom are listening, Chris, and then you can add that to the total with the number generator. Does that sound cool?
Yeah, that sounds cool. So
Okay.
like they'll be like 41, 42, 43?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Chris, could you tell your Bunsen Beaker ginger story from this week? And then I'll tell mine, and then we'll open up to the community.
Well, we kind of experienced it a little bit earlier where the minute, I really thought it was just, for spaces that Bunsen, when I sit down at the computer, starts to bark. But now he's doing it when I'm teaching. So it's all day, every day when I'm sitting down on the Google Meet and the kids are there and I'm like, hey, how's everybody doing? How was your weekend, or how was your night, or tell me a little bit about everything. And guess who plods over, plod, sits beside me, and he's like, and then he starts. He's like, this is Bunsen's version of I Am Here Also, except he's a lot louder than Beaker. I got a cat mansion for Ginger.
Oh, it's so big. It is so big.
It is still in the hallway.
It's 9 feet tall. It's taller than me.
No, it is not.
It is 11 and a half feet tall.
No, I lied in the video.
It is 16 feet tall?
No. It's 72 inches, or it's 70 inches tall.
70 meters tall, you mean? It's a cat scrape. It's a cat skyscraper is what it is.
Yes, that's what it is. But
all right.
Much to my non-delight, she doesn't exactly love it. And it could be the location, but I sprayed some honeysuckle spray that the Bone and the Biscuit sold me. They said that this is something that the cat smell draw the smell will draw the cat to it. But don't worry, I definitely bought her more little cat mice and a little cat hamster where you pull the tail and it goes all over the floor. So if she doesn't like her cat mansion, at least she'll like her toys.
Aw, I love it. So I guess my story this week about Bunsen and Beaker is I'll tell two. I was going to take the dogs for a walk, and Chris was really busy. And Bunsen refused to leave the house because you weren't going to come, Chris. Like, he's grown very, very attached to you. And he straight up left for a second, went to the bathroom, and then he went back and he stood in the garage waiting for you to come. And he refused to come. And Beaker's like, okay, I love everybody kind of equally, so let's just go. So I think I texted you, and Adam went and scooped up Bunsen. And I got to go on an adventure with Beaker, just me and her, which was really special because it's been a long time since it was just me and Beaker going for a walk. Because I think the last time it was just me and Beaker and I was during last summer when it was really, really hot, and Bunsen straight up refused to go for a walk. He went out of the shade and he felt the sun and he was like, nope. And he just turned around and he laid down. So it was cute. And Beaker behaves very differently on a walk without Bunsen. She's less confident. Like, she doesn't stray very far from me at all. I'd say within a meter the whole time she was with me. So, what is that? How many? 3 feet? Like, she did not go very far away from me. But with Bunsen around, she sometimes strays a bit, and she goes and hunts and looks in holes and jumps in the water. But without her big fuzzy shadow there, she was definitely a lot closer to me. So it was
a meter is 39 inches.
Well, what's that in feet? I have no idea.
3 feet is 36 inches.
Okay, was I close?
3 times 12 is 36.
Okay. My brain doesn't work
So
that
3
way.
feet 3 inches.
I got to use like Google Translate every single time. It's like our American friends are like, it's 89 Fahrenheit. And my brain just goes to, you all dead. You're dead. You're all fried. 89 Fahrenheit is almost boiling water. And then I have to remember, oh, right, that's not. So then I have to run that through Google Translate to figure out what 89 Fahrenheit is. Oh my goodness. Okay.
In Celsius.
In Celsius, yeah. No, in Kelvin, because that would confuse everybody. Just convert everything to Kelvin. Add 273.15 degrees Celsius to your Celsius to Celsius to get Kelvin. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'd have to talk to an American scientist. But my last story was we went on Wagon Walk today. Wagon Walk is this really cool thing that our local pet training facility does, where it's a way you can take your dog for a walk in a big pack of dogs. So they get used to walking with other dogs and not being distracted by other dogs when you're walking. Because when you're by yourself, it's tough to train walking nice on a leash. And then if you see another dog, that usually you're like, if you Beaker or Bunsen without a lot of training would want to pull to go see them. But when you're traveling in a pack, they get used to, this is how we walk. I can smell and look at the other dogs as I'm walking. And boy, it's been really good for Beaker.
And Bunsen.
And Bunsen. Bunsen
them.
has kind of only one speed, like plodding. And he's happy with everybody. Whereas Beaker's kind of a loose cannon. We also found out that Beaker has to lead. She has to be in front of Bunsen or she loses her mind. So I don't know what it is about that, but she has to be in front of him. And Bunsen doesn't care. He could be at the back. He could be at the front. He's got one speed, and that's plod.
Okay, I don't know if that's true, but I don't know if that's true, Jason, because like he didn't want to be at the back of the pack.
Okay.
Like he did kind of want to be at the front of the line.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the front, but he wasn't going to be a straggler.
No.
Because when we did kind of get to the back, like he went to the bathroom and then Beaker went to the bathroom and he worked his way up, did some inside lane passing just so he could be up at the front.
Well, he's so big. It's like a bus trying to weave through traffic. Have you ever seen a bus move through traffic? It's not super graceful.
No. But Bunsen weaved through the traffic with style.
That's right. He's got a lot of style for a big guy. And I was very concerned because we went into the woods and we don't have any squirrels usually where we live, but there was a whole bunch of squirrels down in the woods. And that is one animal that Bunsen does not like. So he doesn't care about birds. He doesn't care about definitely gophers. He's curious about things like deer because he's seen deer before. But he does not like squirrels. And he will bark at them and try and chase them, which is kind of odd. Maybe he understands them and they're just like dropping, terrible F-bombs at him and stuff like that when they chatter.
When they're chattering like,
All right. Do you have any more Bunsen and Beaker stories before we open up the floor to our community members to come up and share their pet story?
Well, I shared about Bunsen and I shared about Ginger. Now, last night, Beaker really thought that it would be great, really thought it would be wonderful to, out of the blue, bark at Ginger. And this happened at 1 a.m, 3 a.m, and 5 a.m. And so that was really great.
Right. And Ginger, if you're just tuning in, is our new cat.
Yeah. So if by great, I mean not great. It was like having a toddler again or a baby.
I just kicked them all out of the room and closed the door. And that's how you solve the problem.
Well, yes, that was how you solved the problem. Beaker cried for a second, but then she's like, oh, I guess this is me now.
Yeah, sucks to be you, Beaker.
And then when I woke up when I got out at, 5:30, they were all just lined up in a row going, oh, it's you.
What's funny is like Beaker will bark at Ginger and she'll try to play with Ginger. And like Ginger is not scared of Beaker at all. Like 0% phased, like nothing. And Bunsen just loves the cat. So definitely Ginger does not see Bunsen as any kind of threat because he just like lopes about and stares at her. So it's kind of funny that she's so much confident. She does not see the dogs as any kind of threat at all. So That's kind of cool. I think that's very cool, actually. That this new cat you and Adam rescued and brought into our house gets along so good with the dogs. And Bunsen and Beaker have no experience with cats, so I think that's pretty cute.
Yeah, they have a little experience with Gord's cats, but not really.
Not really. No. Well, okay, so let's open up the floor to our folks who would like to come up and share a story about their pets or ask us questions. We are triple casting from Twitter Spaces to Clubhouse and Wisdom. So if you are on Wisdom, I've got it set for 5 minutes, and you can request to come up. You probably shouldn't be using 5 minutes, though. And there's actually a couple people in Clubhouse listening. Hello to Bree and to Yoko. And we've brought up some people on Twitter Spaces to chat. Bree's raised her hand. So we'll go, how about we try going to somebody on Spaces and then somebody on Clubhouse? So we'll go to, so Bree, I'll bring you up in a second. We'll go, I think Benny was first, right? From Twitter Spaces?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. I'm so excited because I finally have a story for Pet Chat. I've been waiting for weeks, so it's awesome. So as Benny has posted, we are very excited because we are going to be welcoming a new puppy into the family, another golden. So Beaker is going to be a huge role model. So a little girl. So we are going to name her Bowie.
Benny and Bowie.
That's Benny and Bowie.
That's adorable. Yeah, that's another aw.
Thank you. So we are just thrilled to death with that, and terrified at the same time because I've never ever owned two dogs at the same time. So, but looking forward to the new edition. And
well, you know what? In Pet Chat, there's going to be tons of people to help you with advice too. So if you got a question, just show up on Saturday.
Perfect. And that's awesome. So of course, Benny is going to be asking Bunsen a ton of questions on how to deal with little sisters.
Yeah.
And somebody had actually mentioned, do you think that Beaker is going to be jealous of Bowie? And Benson just kind of replied, no, I think they're going to get together and they're going to become a force and take over the world.
I think so.
I think so. So anyway, that's my news. That's
when does Bowie come home again? I missed that. I'm sorry.
She comes home June 26th. I was pretty close to jumping the gun on this one. Like she was born May the 6th, and you'll be thrilled. It's a Star Wars theme. For this litter.
Okay.
So her name, her registered name is Jengar's Only Hope, Bowie Wan Kenobi.
Bowie Wan Kenobi. I love it.
Yes, that is her registered name, or will be her registered name. So anyway, we're looking forward to bringing her. Yes.
There you go. Very exciting.
That's all.
Very exciting.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to invite Bree from Clubhouse up onto the stage. Let's see if our tech works. Invite to stage. Invite on stage. There we go. All right. Hi, Bree. This is new for us, having somebody on Clubhouse. We've just started triple casting. Can you hear me? Just got to unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. I think the people in Spaces and Wisdom can hear you too. Did you want to share a pet story?
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me on stage. I just had to tap in because I am a groomer out here in Dallas, Texas, and I love everything dogs. So I'm always around so many dogs. But anyway, I have a funny story because I have two dogs of my own. I have a pit bull and I have a naked terrier, so he has no hair at all. Mm-hmm. But so I just took in this foster cat for my friend, and I hadn't had a cat in a very long time, so I'm just like getting reacquainted to cats and stuff like that. So anyway, I get the cat, and I find out shortly that she's not fixed because she kept meowing. She was like, meow, and it was the weirdest meow ever. Like, I thought something was wrong with her, and the only way that I found out that she was actually going into heat is because when I went to rub her, she would put her butt up, and then my dog came and like just smelled her, and he just could not leave her alone. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know dogs would try and do anything with a complete different species. But, you know, he was just so excited and then of course they got acquainted. I didn't have them like be around each other as much, but I think she got more comfortable with him in this time frame because at first she was scared and hiding away from him. But as soon as I had went and rubbed her and they actually met, she actually started to like him a lot more. And then they both are just best friends right now, running around the house. But it was just weird to me because, like I said, I hadn't had a cat in so long, especially a cat that wasn't spayed. So it was just a different experience for me, and it was quite funny if you ask me, because I just was appalled that the dog could sense the fact that she was in heat as well from a different species. But that was something new for me. But that was just my little story I wanted to share. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming to our first room on Clubhouse in this group. I joined a club on Clubhouse to get some more folks into our triple cast. So Bree, thank you for coming up to the stage on Clubhouse. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me. I'm listening in, and I'll definitely follow your page and everything just to make sure I can get more doggy friends and hear more stories, because it's not many Clubhouse groups that are about pets or dogs. So I love to find them and jump in when I can.
Yay! Oh, we're so glad that you showed up. Thank you. All right. Well, that was Bree on Clubhouse. Chris, who's next? I think we got somebody on Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, we sure do. Sasha, then Snickerdoodle.
Okay.
So Sasha first.
Bunsen is very excited that Sasha's going to talk.
Thank you, guys. Well, it's been a while, I know, since I've been here. I'm a tax professional, so I was just kind of working and sleeping and nothing else for about 2 months.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's busy, right?
Yeah, it is very good to be past the deadline and back to my much more interesting pet-related hobbies. But in the last couple months, I do have a couple of quick stories. So my workplace officially became dog-friendly and actually set up, we have policies in place and the rules around bringing your dog to work.
Oh, wow, really?
Wonderful.
That's so cool.
It is awesome. And I don't take Sasha very often because she has a lot of activities that she would prefer to hanging out in my office. But being a tax professional, I had to work on Good Friday, and her daycare was closed and no dog walker. So I took her with me and set her up in my office with her favorite chew toys. And she got so much attention from everyone and was just super good. And another one of my coworkers had brought his Shiba Inu puppy in.
Oh my goodness. No way.
They totally hit it off.
Oh.
And I had a coworker come by at one point and she's like, if you need to go grab lunch or anything, Sasha can just come to my office. It was super, super sweet. And I'm looking forward to taking her more often.
Oh,
definitely.
My goodness. I love it.
My other quick story, we were a little late logging in because we were over at the park, and Sasha's BFF, who she has not seen in months, was there. And so my 60-pound Bernedoodle has a best friend who is a 4-pound Yorkie.
Oh my goodness. Really? That's adorable.
Really. It is absolutely adorable. And, you've got Bunsen. You know that these are rough and tumble kind of dogs. But when it comes to Lenny, she is so gentle with him. Mm-hmm. Like if she has a ball and he wants it, she just gives it to him. I mean, she is just like the most amazing dog with him. And we had a wonderful, wonderful time. The two of them bouncing around with each other. And also Twitter tells me that today is Dog Mom's Day. So happy Dog Mom's Day to you, Chris.
Oh, hey, thank you. Happy Dog Mom Day to you too.
Thank you. And that's all. And it's so good to be back. I've missed you guys.
We're so happy you're back too. I'd like to say it's the burner in Sasha that's the gentle giant with small things. But
I think that's true.
Maybe based on the new study, it doesn't matter. I guess we'll have to talk to Kathleen Morrill at the end of June about that big mega study that we were referencing at the start of the show.
All I know is that Sasha and Bunsen seem to have so many behaviors in common. And I think you said one time that Sasha was like a non-shedding Bunsen. And,
yeah. Oh, it's Hairmageddon right now.
Yeah, and she was being crazy stubborn last weekend. And I was just like, yep, she's got burner brain today.
Yep.
Well, thanks for sharing. Burner brain. Yep. All right. Who's next, Chris?
We have Snickerdoodle.
Oh, hey, just on key. You just have to say somebody's name and Bunsen's going to bark.
This is exactly like my Google Keep.
It's a little chaotic. Snickerdoodle, go ahead.
I'm just enjoying listening to Bunsen. Just going back to the last caller, my dog is about 70 pounds, and his girlfriend was about a 2-pound Shih Tzu, and they used to meet at the beach. Yeah, they used to meet at the beach all the time, and then she moved away, and he was brokenhearted. But yeah, and every time he sees a Shih Tzu, he thinks maybe it's her.
Oh,
but anyway. I have to say my Wi-Fi keeps kicking in and out. So if I suddenly disappear, that's why.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's our life here on the farm.
Yeah. I was just wondering if the dogs still attack the killer lemons now that they're growing up.
No, we've tried it a few times, and Bunsen he just doesn't care. He'll lick it and then go away. They don't have the same kind of reaction. It's we talked to early in the life of the Science Pawdcast. We talked to Dr. Jessica Kania, a vet, about what puppies do in response to really strong smells, and it's called threat display. There's a scientific reason why dogs circle lemons and act all tough around them. And it's an unknown threat to them because it smells so strong. So they put on a big show to see what the lemon will do, because their little puppy brains think it's got to be some kind of evil thing. It's super cute.
Well, it could be. Are they like that with grapefruits and oranges?
Yeah,
as well?
Anything kind of with a citrusy, strong smell, or even things with a very strong taste too, like tomatoes, and some other vegetable-y stuff that's maybe a bit citric or strong tasting.
Oh, okay. I have a story, but it's about bears.
Well, I don't know if they're really a pet, but go ahead. I mean, I think some people might have a pet bear. We've got Bunsen's kind of a pet bear.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, we moved up here from Vancouver up on the top of a mountain. So we're going from city to country. Mm-hmm. And a neighbor of ours phoned one day, and he had a lone apple tree out in the middle of a field. And he said, there's 3 bear cubs up in this apple tree if you want to come and see them. And my mother and I, being city girls, we'd never seen them. So, of course, we have to go up there. And my mother had one of those old box brownie cameras that you have to look through a little window on the top of the camera.
Yeah.
And so she's up there getting pictures, but she's looking through the viewfinder there. And the next thing she knows, she's right underneath the tree. And my father said, you might want to get back a little bit because Mama's around here somewhere. But she got some great pictures. Yeah. But anyway, with my mother that close to the tree, sure enough, out of the bush comes Mama. And she just stood there for a minute. But then she started to grunt and growl and basically call the cubs out of the tree. And they were up there eating these little green apples. Well, two of them came down, but the third one wouldn't come. So Mama came a little bit closer and grunted again, and he still wouldn't come down. So she went up on her hind legs, and with her paws, she starts pushing up against the apple tree. And he fell down, and the apples fell down, and he was lying on. I wish I'd had a video of this, but he's lying on his back with his paws across his tummy because he's probably eaten too many green apples.
He's got a tummy
and
ache.
kind of. Oh yeah, I would imagine so. And and he's moaning and groaning, and she grunted again, and he got up, and she started away, but he wasn't coming with her. She turned around, came back, and cuffed him across the back of the head.
As you
And
do.
I would, as you do, exactly. And he started walking off with her, and then he stopped again, and she cuffed him again. And I can imagine with a bear paw, that's quite a cuff to get across the head. And the other two turned around, and I could just see them sort of going, "Ha ha, you're in trouble." Just the way they were standing there looking at him. Anyway, she finally got the three of them into the bush, and the third one got another cuff again, and then they did. They disappeared. So I have to figure that one had to be a boy, and the other two. The other two were girls. The boy had to cause trouble. I don't know, but that's my bear story anyway.
I love it.
Go
ahead. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I was just gonna say I have cousins on my side of the family that live in BC. Chris, that's Mandy and Heidi, and they live in, where is it? Way north, Nelson, BC. Like, no, not Nelson. Anyways, it's northern BC, and they always have little bear videos. Sorry,
they live in Prince George.
Prince George. Sorry, Prince George, not
okay.
Nelson. Nelson, southern BC. I got it mixed up.
And then your other cousin Troy lives in Vancouver.
Yeah. Well, there's not a heck of a lot of bears in Vancouver, but anyway, so yeah, they have bears all the time. And the one video my cousin Mandy shot was they had a little pool in their backyard, and the bears and the bear cub were like jumping in and out of the pool, like swimming around and like basically just having a good old time. And then it was time to go, and the one bear wouldn't come out of the pool. So, and the mom was trying to get the bear out of the pool. And it just reminded me back when I was, when our kids were little, trying to get kids out of the pool and or Beaker out of any body of water. So,
Yeah. We have bears here usually in the fall, when they're the 2-year-olds, when they're on their own.
yeah.
They come around, they wander around looking mainly for people's compost and everything, which is why they tell people don't put this stuff out there.
Yeah.
But I have one other real short story, and then I'll let the next person come on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another place we lived, we had another apple tree just outside the back porch. And one day I heard this noise out there, and sure enough, there's this bear out there eating the apples off the ground. And I said to my husband, "Okay, there's a bear out here." And he said, "Well, just shoo it away." So I did, shoo, go on, get out. And he did. He turned around and wandered off. But later on, I heard a noise again, and there was a wooden fence between us and the neighbors. And this bear was up on his hind paws, pushing against this wooden fence, knocked quite a bit of it down to get to the compost heap in the neighbor's yard. So we do have them around here. I mean, if you leave them alone, they won't bother you too much.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah, they are. I would rather run into 1,000 bears than one cougar. Any day of the week.
Yeah. We've had cougars here too. There was one. Our neighbor had a huge lilac tree, and the dog that we had at the time was barking like crazy. And there was a cougar hanging up in the branches of the lilac tree. No,
murder cats. They're scary.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they really are. Anyway, those are my stories for today.
Bears beats
Bear.
Battlestar Galactica.
Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, it's Judy Olive. Hi, Chris and Jason. I'm like kind of gobsmacked right now. For all that, I live in Newtown, Connecticut, and we had an incident this week. We have a town bear that's been here for maybe 3 or 4 years. She's had litters. We all enjoy her cubs. She's a black bear. She's a gentle giant. Mm-hmm. And when people see her, we go inside, whatever. my dogs that have since passed have come face to face with her through a fence line, and she's unbothered. She just wants to eat. Beautiful bear. And the United States, I guess in Connecticut where I live, they tagged them, so we knew she was 217. She always had the ugly tags in her ears, but she was shot yesterday.
Oh, that's terrible.
And she has 2 cubs. I don't want to add sadness to your Twitter spaces, but the 2 cubs are missing and they're looking for them, whatever. But I'm just amazed. I haven't listened to you guys because I love you, but I haven't been able to catch your Twitter spaces in a while. And here we are talking about bears. So thank you. And Snickerdoodles, you're so right. You just appreciate them, be amazed by them, and leave them alone.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm just like amazed that the discussion tonight is bears because I needed that. Thank you. I'm a little teary-eyed.
Yeah, it's very sad that happened. It's unfortunate too because, again, like wildlife, if left alone, 99% of the time doesn't bother humans. Even like the porcupine incident with Bunsen, it was Bunsen's fault. If he had just not gone to see the porcupine, he wouldn't have had a face full of quills. Yep. We have who's I see Snickerdoodle, your hands up. Do you just want to make a comment back to Olive?
Yeah. There was an incident, and I can't remember exactly where it was here in BC, just a week or so ago. There was a cinnamon bear, and it was in the garbage. It was in a residential area, and they had to shoot it as well. And it makes me so angry because we're intruding on their territory, and yet they're the ones that always suffer. So anyway, yeah, we'll get on to a happier topic here, but I just want to say that if you just leave them alone, they won't bother you. They know they can take you on if they really have to.
Yeah. Here's a quick story as we transition that might make everybody feel a little bit happier about bears. I was so lucky 2 years ago, I organized a trip for my science staff to go to Churchill, Manitoba, which is like really far north Manitoba on the tundra. And we went in a tundra buggy and we got to go see polar bears in their natural habitat. And it was absolutely fantastic. I saw male polar bears. We saw them up close, just in their natural habitat, wiggling on the ice. They looked like, a dog scratching its back. We saw a mother and its cubs. And one of the things that they told us that I think would make, a nice go back to a positive image is that the polar bears do wander into Churchill, and polar bears are not bears to mess about with. They're not like black bears. Polar bears are no joke. And if a polar bear does become a problem bear, there's funds to trank them. So they shoot them with a tranquilizer. They don't kill them. And then they airlift them to polar bear jail. So they airlift them to a paddy of giant cement blocks where they kind of like have a timeout for a day or two. And there's no human smells around because they can smell so far away. So they airlift these tranked polar bears to polar bear jail, leave them there for 2 days to detox, and then chopper them back out to the tundra. And I just think that's super cool. Okay. Before we go to, I think Tracy's our next speaker. Is that correct, Chris?
Yep, sure is.
Yeah, okay. And nobody's on Wisdom and nobody's requesting on Clubhouse. The Paw Pack has already heard the first draft of Bunsen and Beaker's voices for the audiobook. Do you guys all want to hear the first draft voices who haven't heard it yet? Give me a heart if you'd like to hear it. I know the Paw Pack has already heard it. So this is first draft. Okay, we're getting hearts. Okay, now I think this should work. I've got my computer audio set up. Here we go. We might have to do it a couple times.
I'm Bunsen, the Bernese Mountain Dog.
Hi, I'm Beaker. Hello, hi, I'm Beaker.
I'm Bunsen, the Bernese Mountain Dog.
Hi, I'm Beaker. Hello, hi, I'm Beaker.
How's that? Was that good? Oh, we have some laughs. That's good. So we're still
hysterical.
We're still workshopping the voices. Beaker's, I think, is getting pretty close. Bunsen's, we got to tweak a bit. Okay, so we'll go over to Tracy.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
I'm good, Tracy. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I don't have that much right now. Like my cat's finally like sleeping by me again because he was sleeping on the couch. So, because we have this whole routine, we've done the same thing for like almost 6 years, and now all of a sudden he's abandoning me for the couch. So, it's a little disappointed.
Sounds like you got to switch up your routine.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably both sleeping better that way, but still.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering how Ginger and Beaks are getting along.
Do you want to talk about that, Chris?
They're getting along very, very well. Beaker does get a bit jealous. And then she also really wants to play, and Ginger doesn't play like a dog. So there's that. Beaker doesn't understand why Ginger has all the catnip smelling toys, and so she tries to destroy them. And
do you think that she wants to get the catnip, or is she doing it out of spite?
I don't know. The jury's still out on that one. But what she's doing now is if we pick up Ginger and carry her around, she barks. She's like, hey.
Little jealous.
Bark, bark, bark. Little jealous there. That Ginger gets a ride. But other than that, I think they're getting along really well. Beaker can approach, and Ginger doesn't really swat. Sometimes she does, but it's coming.
Ginger rubbed up against Beaker the other day. You saw that. We both saw it at the same time, and Beaker did not know what was going on.
Well, and also Ginger runs under her, like how Beaker did to Bunsen. It's so cute.
I'm trying to get that on video for everybody, but it's just so random when it happens. It's pretty cute. That's a little confusing for Beaker, for sure, Tracy.
Yeah. I mean, that was like my favorite video when, Bunsen was adult size, and then Beaker like runs under.
Yeah.
And then she like falls over.
Yeah.
I can't with that video. I just like
we are so
crack up every time. That's like my I need a boost therapy video.
Now that video, we had to stage that. So Beaker was doing that constantly, and I kept missing it. And I was like, oh, this is so adorable. So we had Bunsen stand by the couch, and then we called Beaker, and she ran right under Bunsen. So it was perfect. And then we didn't know, of course, she was going to fall over like a puppy at the end of it. She had done that probably, I don't know, half a dozen, 24 times, 30 times. And I just couldn't get it on video because it was so random.
Yeah, well, that's adorable. Like, the adorable part is like, obviously, she's so cute as a puppy and adult. But like the falling over, it was like the cutest thing. And then it's also hilarious. But she was fine. So if she wasn't fine, it wouldn't be funny. But, she was probably, fine, right, guys?
Yeah, no, she was okay. She was kind of built like she was kind of jello-y as a puppy. So the video that Tracy's talking about, I put that up in the nest if you haven't seen it yet. Thanks for coming to our space today, Tracy. Thanks for sharing your change in routine about your cat. Okay, is Chris next? It's Chris next, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, hello. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Hope you're all having a pleasant day. It's a beautiful day here in San Francisco. If you're in town, stop by. We'll buy you lunch.
Okay.
Anyway, I think the first time I came in the room, I was reporting on the fact that our 17-year-old dear cat had passed. I want to give a good report. We were trying to find a place for her to be buried, interned, because we didn't want to go any other route. So we found a place. I want to just say thank you to anyone who was concerned, and thank you to anyone who sent us good vibes and prayers, because we did find a place overlooking the Pacific Ocean.
Oh.
Someone invited us onto their property up in the mountains, and they prepared the place. They bought us a cake to celebrate.
Oh.
They planted a garden around the place, and we now have a forever place. They put up a sign with our beautiful twist name on it and flowers. And it was a stunning result to an overall sad time. So I just want to report something good that happened.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Thanks for sharing, Chris.
No problem. And I wish Bunsen all the best of luck, and Beaker too.
I love it. Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know. We probably need to do something with that too, Chris, because we have, like, when our golden died, we had her cremated, and we have the ashes still. We haven't really found a place for them yet.
No, she died in winter, and there's no burial happening in winter, and so we cremated her. But yeah, you're right. It just didn't feel right. But maybe it's time to let go.
Mm-hmm. But I'm glad you found a beautiful place to remember your pet, Chris. That's very touching. Thank you for sharing.
It worked out very good in all realms. Here in the San Francisco Bay Area, there's very limited space, and they kind of have a monopoly on the situation, and they charge to the nose. Oh. And so this was an answer to prayer that somebody would say, "Here, come on our property and do this." And so it's great.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Okay, so Chris is texting me in the back channel, and she's like, "There's an egg," and I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" But it was an egg profile, right? Like somebody without a profile picture. Do you remember when you were an egg, Chris?
I really miss being an egg.
No, you don't. You don't miss being an egg. That you're suspicious if you're an egg. You look like a bot that Elon Musk is going to get rid of.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, I think Donna's requesting. Do you want to bring her up? And
I sure did.
We have somebody on Clubhouse listening. Hello, Brenda. We are triple casting across the social media platforms, the social audio platforms, to Wisdom and Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces right now. We're sharing stories about our pets. So probably,
Bunsen, are you going to say hi to Bunsen? Are you going to say hi to Donna? Yep.
Okay. Hi, Donna. Go ahead.
You're muted.
Donna's muted.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hello, we're good.
Happy Saturday. I was thinking of Chris and what he was talking about and how you guys got your golden cremated, and just thought I'd throw out there's this awesome place in Texas that if you send just 1 ounce of your pet's ashes, they make hand-blown glass out of them.
Very cool.
And so, I mean, if anybody wants that website, they can DM me. And there's great artists. They're based in Austin. So I've had all my pets done. And then they actually make a really cool light that when you set, like I had 2 cats that passed away, and they were made in the color of what the cats were.
Aww.
And they're sleeping. So when you put them on this light, it blasts stars on the ceiling.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, or you can have necklaces made or sun catchers made, but just throwing that out there because I've got ashes all over the place. I mean, people probably think I'm crazy pet cemetery girl, but it's hard to let go. Oh, hi, Sasha. She's coming to say hi to y'all. She heard me talking. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and I know it hurts when people lose pets, but I don't have any funny stories this week. I've been out of town. I came home and I just laughed at Adam Badam, Bo Badam on y'all's family chat when he talked about coming home and, you know, the dogs are always happy to see you. And he didn't think the cat would be, and Ginger's happy to see him. And Callie lost her mind when I got home. So she's been, and she's not a lap cat. I think I've talked about this. She's not a lap cat. She doesn't sleep on me. Last night, she tried to get as close to my face as possible and suffocate me. So I guess moving to a new house taught her, like, hey, man, mama's going to come home, but now I'm getting the butt. So And that's my story. I hope everyone has a good night. There's bad news in the world, and thinking of the people in upstate New York.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Chris. Something happened on Wisdom. It said that I did something illegal. I don't think I did. Oh well, maybe it caught that I played the Star Wars music for a second. I don't know. So we'll find out. So Wisdom's over for right now. It's the chat has stopped. Donna's referencing the family section on the Science Pawdcast. So that's the weekly show that we put out on our podcast, the Science Pawdcast RSS feed, and we do a fun family section at the end of it. That's a lot of fun. It was tough to get it done this week because Adam was so busy. Normally we do it Wednesday when he gets back from marching camp. No, not marching camp. It was like practice, right, Chris? Yeah.
No, Thursday I had a nail appointment.
Oh, no, but it was like Wednesday we normally do it. Anyways, Adam was exhausted, so we had to push it to Thursday, and that was better because we were all real fresh to have some funny stories about the pets. So Chris, should we take one more speaker, Kimberly Bond? I think she's been waiting, and then we'll do the draw.
Oh, yes, sure. Yes, that sounds fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
I just love it when every time it's, should we do the draw? Oh, wait, yes.
I always forget.
I know. Thank you. Nobody's talking to you, but thank you. Or are you saying hi to Bunsen? Okay. So I just want to share that last 2 years I've been working from home with our company, Texas Oncology. And we never knew we were going to go back to work in the office. My dogs have loved it. My now 15-year-old Pomeranian and my now 8-year-old Border Collie mix. I've even figured out a way to work on the couch so they can snuggle up with me while I'm working. And we just found out this week that we have a 95% chance that we are staying home permanently.
Oh.
And so it's a good thing. Because now I get to be with them more. And for me, it's a good thing. Plus also I get to be on Twitter more to see your timeline cleanses, than if I'm in the office. So I just wanted to share that and also say, we do have dill pickle chips here in Texas. I was listening to that a couple weeks ago. So yeah, thank you for letting me share. Thank you. That's my happy.
I'm excited that you get to stay working from home. That's going to be a big change from this pandemic, hey? Is the amount of people that just won't go back to the office because they can be just as effective from home, if your job allows for that, really.
Yeah, we do have people in my department, because I'm a low-level manager. We do have people that their productivity is not as good. We do better working in the office, but for people like me who I prefer being at home around my pets, because I would love to take them to work, especially with my 15-year-old Pom. She just sleeps all day. I would love to take her to the office and let her just sleep in my lap or whatever, because I don't want to come home and find her passed. But I get just to spend that time with him, because my Border Collie is, part Golden Retriever, and he's a clown. And so he provides this endorphin rush during the middle of the day when he starts to want to play and be silly. And, we get BarkBox. And so all of the toys, the house is just a muck with toys right now. And he brings me a toy all the time to play. And that's, like I said, it's my happy, and the change is good. And there are some people who can't deal with the distractions. So, but for the most part, I welcome it, because I am a bit of a hermit myself. But at any rate, I apologize. I'm talking too long.
No, it's totally okay.
So yeah. But like I said, yeah, I use you guys all the time as, the timeline's clean when things get too rough with talking with patients, and because I deal with patients with cancer. I shouldn't say deal, that sounds bad, but I handle patients with cancer all day. And so you guys definitely have a good timeline cleanse, because when I start to get down, I check out y'all's everything on y'all's. So it's definite help along with my furry babies.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
She's a hero.
sorry. I was going to mention something to Chris, my co-host. Kimberly, thanks for sharing about that. Speaking of bringing pets to school, the kids are counting down the days, my students, until Bunsen and Beaker get to come during exam break. So it's they know that's happening, and they are asking me every day why I haven't brought the dogs, and I'm like, I'm not allowed yet, but it's coming. So one more person would like to be a speaker, but I believe we're full. And we can't bring them up. If somebody could step down who's a speaker that is done being a speaker, we could bring this person up. And while we're doing that, okay, so
we have Paula.
Yeah, and Paula's the speaker now?
Paula was a speaker, and then I wasn't able to get that other person, but now they're not requesting.
Oh, okay, they're gone. That's why we couldn't bring them up, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah. So so people have graciously stepped down, and if you haven't been a speaker, you can request again. There they are. We should be able to bring them back, I think.
Oh, excuse me. What does this button do?
What's that? Sorry.
Hello?
That was Chris R.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. Maybe the button. I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna go to who's first, Paula, and then Bird, like Sofa Tiger.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so Bird, like Sofa Tiger. Just wait a sec. And then Chris, do you want to organize the number generator, and I'll run the space? Okay, so
There's nobody on Wisdom now because you.
Yeah, I crashed Wisdom, so that's over. I don't know what happened. It said that I violated some kind of like community rules. I'm not sure what I violated, but I'll have to check. So we'll go to Paula.
Hi, everybody. How are you tonight?
Hello. Good.
Good. How are you, Paula?
I'm good. I'll be just real quick because I know you're pressed for time. But I just want to say to Benny's mom, having 2 dogs is easy as having one. I had 7 Yorkies. I was the breeder gone bad. So it was like you fed them the same time, you took them out the same time, you loved them all. It was just, I was just en masse with these dogs. But anyway, if you need some help, direct message me. I'll help you with anything with dogs because I've had multiple dogs all my life. I've never just had one. It's like, it's better in groups, I guess. But anyway, and just real quick too, just kind of some upsetting news this week. Poor Olive wasn't in remission for Cushing's. We don't know what kind she has because there's pituitary and then there's this other kind, and she doesn't fit the mold. She's writing her own chapters in the medical books, but we're going to try to see what we can do to fix her. And I found a lump on her and we're not sure if it's cancerous. So I'm waiting for the results of that. So it's been kind of a downer week, but you guys always pull me up when I laugh or hear something, and your family time this week was hysterical. And I just love it because when Chris started talking about Bunsen eating that screw and the poop, and I don't know, it couldn't have come at a better time, guys. So all my love always. And I, like I said, it's been a tough week for me. So just thanks for everything that you do.
Well, we're hoping Paula for the best news on your end there, Paula. We're thinking about you too.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And, like I said, I hope so. I hope things will be all right. But this poor little dog has been through the gamut. It's like she has talk about 9 lives in cats. They must have something for 9 lives in dogs too, because she just keeps going and going. But and Donna, you're not crazy. I have some of my dogs in urns, and I have etched urns. And they do like laser of a photograph, and they're actually in wood. And I said to my husband, when I die, all the dogs and all the ones that are cremated are going in the same box as me, and that's it. But anyway, so there's no worry. And I've seen those things too with the glass. They're beautiful. So, as she said, if you want something really unusual, that's a really cool sight. So.
I love that. And Paula, you are like one of the nicest people on the planet. I just want to say that, and you are. Paula, you bring joy to so many people, and as well, like you send those amazing e-cards, and I just love them, and you're just so kind and compassionate and always thinking of others. You are just a bright light, and I love that.
Oh, thank you guys. That means the world to me. Thank you so much. I really mean it. Well, I try. So I always try to be, thinking of people because I know how I feel and when somebody reaches out. So you guys, you're always spot on about kindness, and that picture of you and Bunsen hugging each other this week was just precious. So he's everybody's big bear. So thanks.
Yeah, that picture was kind of received a little bit differently by different people. Like for me, and I think for Jason, it was like I was hugging my dog because I love my dog, and he was like being compassionate because he puts his paw on me. But other people thought it was sad, so I wasn't really. There was mixed. It was a mixed bag of reaction to that one. Mm-hmm. Like some people thought Bunsen was sick, or maybe that I was sick. I don't know. Go ahead, Donna.
I just wanted to say that I retweeted your space and I put the link in case anybody was wondering to that website because I know Kathy had reached out to me already. And thanks to you guys, Paula and I are besties. So we're going to plan a trip together real soon. So you brought a lot of people together and a lot of joy and to talk about a lot of things. So appreciate that.
Awesome.
Thank you. Is the draw ready, Chris? Or not quite?
So, what I've done is the number again because my phone, I think this is time to get a new phone because it doesn't scroll anymore.
Okay. I can scroll.
Okay. So am I just doing 1 to 53?
Yeah.
Oh, I can do 3 to 53 and then we're not counted.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Okay.
41.
41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No,
7.
Go back from the back.
Oh, 53. I was doing that just to annoy you. Oh, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49. What number was it?
41.
41. 53, 2, 1, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42. 41. The winner is for Android at Kelly Robotics. You win. So I'm just going to DM you. You win. And then I will hook you up with our sponsor, barkandbeyondsupply.com. There's some tweets of them in the nest. They have awesome products for dogs. They are an American company that went to work to make joint supplements for their own dog and have expanded to an amazing product line of toys and treats. Okay. So we're over to Bird now, I believe, right? Bird like Sofa Tiger. Thank you for waiting patiently. Appreciate it.
Hi, from Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Hi.
I hope you all are well. So I have a question about Ginger. I was wondering if she has any nicknames currently because, I can't have a dog at my place, otherwise I would. So I had 2 cats, and my cat, Mephisto James Chicken, left me March 2020 because he was 15 and he got ill. But I still have my one cat, and her full name is Edith Lamome Schuvenstoof. And she also goes by Deet and Lil Mama and Lil Mama Baby Poo Poo Butt. And the nicknames are pretty much endless. So I was wondering if Ginger had any nicknames yet.
I don't know, but I call her Cat.
You are a person after my own heart. My niece is very, very similar. She had a cat named Aria, but then she called her Aria Charles. And then she has Buckus, that is her fiance's dog, but she doesn't call him Buckus. She always comes up with the most amazing nicknames.
They don't actually go anywhere, though, Chris.
Well, her daughter's name is Ellie, but she calls her Junie. And So it's you are a person after my own heart. And actually, this is like my family. My family does that.
I don't get it. It's so
I'm the one who
bizarre.
doesn't do it. I'm the only one who doesn't do it. Who doesn't come up with weird nicknames.
What does your dad call you?
Weezit.
Weezit. You know what? That's like, hey, my name is Jason. Guess what? We're going to start calling you, I don't know, Sluggamajoo. Like, it's like the nicknames don't have anything to do.
With your name, I know. But no, I just call her Ginger. I might have called her Gingy. But no, I just, so when I come in,
I call her Cat all the time.
I come in the house and I'm like, hey, puppy 1, hey, puppy 2. And then I call her, hey, kitty 3.
That's hilarious. I think as time goes by, they start to acquire nicknames because Mephisto James Chicken became Fisto and Big Boy. Oh, Adit also goes by excuse me, ma'am, when she's being naughty. She's 7, so she's acquiring more nicknames as we go along. But I was wondering, but thank you for having me.
No, that's awesome. And I also am a name dropper, which makes Jason a little bit.
Oh, I can't, that your whole family name drops.
We're all name droppers. It's amazing.
You know who was, I was at the grocery store and who did come by? Bill Bilson. I'm like, I have no idea who Bill Bilson is. Telling me their first and last name does not help. And then I was talking to Bill, and who did we but see? Jill Gilson. And they were talking to Steve Stevenson.
Yeah, this is what Jason does to me when I name drop. I'm like, hey, guess what I ran into today? Or I'll talk about someone, and he'll be like, who is that? That's my coworker.
Yeah, but you say their first and their last name. Your dad does this too, and Melissa. They all do this. And I don't know anybody that your dad knows. He'll be like, yeah, so I was on my track, and you know who we did see? We saw Fred Fredson. I'm like, I don't know this person. I've never met Fred Fredson. Telling me their first and last name does not help your story. Like,
I know. It's in our DNA. I'm sorry. But Adam now mocks me because of it.
Well, he's got more Zukowski storytelling than Schween storytelling. I don't know.
Maybe. He's a good storyteller, though.
Yes. Yeah, he's a very good storyteller. My dad is a very good storyteller too, but because he's getting old, he just repeats himself, and then his stories don't have an ending, and you're like, where's this going? Like, it was so good. What happened? You just kind of like trailed off, and now you're talking about baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think we have any more speakers, hey?
I don't know. Snickerdoodle still has a hand up, but I wonder if that's from before.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now it's gone. Good.
There we go.
I still see it. Oh, now it's gone.
Okay, so I think we should start wrapping stuff up, hey?
That sounds great.
All right, perfect. Okay.
That was Bunsen, not me.
Okay, wrap up.
In case you heard him.
Wrap up music. Here we go. Yes, that's the right thing. So thank you so much for joining us this week for Pet Chat. We played that game, the Kahoot. I have an idea for a game next week. I got to run it by you, Chris. I've got an idea. I actually got the idea from an amazing host that I really respect that I was in last night, Chris. He had this idea about whose line is it anyway, and I thought that would be kind of fun if we did something like that with pets. But anyways, that's something we're gonna have to plan for next week. To all of our speakers, thank you so much for joining and telling stories about your pets and asking questions. And to all of our listeners, thanks for being here. You could be anywhere in the whole wide world. If you're in Canada or Alberta, you're probably watching hockey. So if you're an Albertan and you're in this space, holy cow, you have said no to hockey and you've said yes to pets. What the heck is wrong with you? Next week on Tuesday is our science show, and our guest in our science show is, well, they're an interesting guest. They mix sociology social justice and dogs. So it's going to be a really interesting type of science check next week on Tuesday. That's at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And as soon as we get all of the wires plugged in that Beaker pulled out, we'll have a link out to everybody for our pre-sale of the Bunsen Stuffy 2.0 and all of the goodies that you can add on with it. We're very, very excited about that. Anything else to add, Chris?
100%.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just like social justice and social service and learning is all my jam. So I'm so stoked for next week. Mm-hmm. And dogs, like it's like win-win-win. It's like an office, Michael Scott, win-win-win.
It is. And exciting news, we have now partnered with Science Up First, so we are going to be running joint spaces with them. They're a Canadian organization that puts out amazing science news, and we're hoping by the end of the week or the month, actually, to have a deal with Goodable to start sharing their content in spaces. Wow, this went so long, I ran out of ending music. I guess that means I should wrap it up. All right, take care, everybody.